Okay, what is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degenerate crypto enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. Holy leverage flush Batman. We had it happen. So we were thinking about it. It was looking like we were going to get another leverage flush in the markets, and so we're gonna be tracking it. We're gonna look and see where Bitcoin is right now. We're gonna see if it's going to have some capitulation. We've had a lot of whales sending Bitcoin into exchanges, massive clips, like, into the 200 million, almost a $500 million in Bitcoin being transferred around right now between wallets. So that usually scares people and gets people a little shaked up. And then you also have some liquidations of the longs. So a lot of longs were liquidated just on the market open because we had Bitcoin go under, did it go under 62K? Man, yeah, I think it did. Or it was close to it. Let's see. We're going to look at Bitcoin right now. We're going to just go straight into it, my friends. But we hope you're doing well. We are at the end of the week, close to the end of the week of the weekday. We got Friday. It is the 31st. It is the last day of the month. So this is going to still, but Bitcoin's price action had been good on the monthly. If you're looking at the monthly here, monthly candle was the first time, since we basically in June, like May and June was terrible. So the whole sell in May and go away. This is what's really interesting. This particular cycle, bull cycle, bear market was one of the most interesting ones I'd say we've ever experienced because the 4-year cycle and everything that the old traders like Benjamin Cohen, people that have been in the markets for a long time, they were kind of in pre-ICO season, like 2016, 17. They got a little bit more experience dealing with what altcoins do in the cycle and how the rotation works and the Bitcoin halving, how liquidity kind of comes in and out and rotates. And so they get shit on a lot, and it's because people get impatient in the markets. There's a lot of times where it is good to be a bear and it's good to be a bull. And you don't want to be a bull when it's a really good time to be a bear. And particularly if you are overexposed to altcoins. So it's a little easier to be kind of back and forth if you are just holding Bitcoin, or maybe just holding one or two alts. But if you're heavily exposed to altcoins, then you end up feeling the pain more, and you make erratic decisions, because when your portfolio is down like 90% and you've been promised, whatever the goal was, or whatever the thing was with our precious super cycle alt season we were supposed to get, it didn't really happen for a lot of the coins that people were actually holding. It actually happened for more of the coins that no one was holding. Like Hyperliquid was one that I think a lot of people were sidelined on. And then you got to think about even Tron. Like Tron, was basically since 2022 just steadily on an uptrend the whole time, following the S&P 500 almost perfectly to a T. And no one was holding Tron, or at least wasn't talking about it. So it's not easy, but I think the more that we get mature in this market, crypto is we're still early in terms of like how many people actually interact with it and hold it, in the terms of the value of it compared to other things in the world. Like you go to, asset market cap, shout out to asset market cap. You got things in terms of market cap of a company, like Nvidia is at 4.7 trillion, Apple's at 5 trillion. Well, Apple's almost worth more, close to and getting close to the Japanese yen. So it's crazy. And then you have, Silver's at 3 trillion, Microsoft is at 2.9 trillion. So still Microsoft, there's all these companies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies that just the single companies alone are worth more than the whole entire cryptocurrency market cap. So yeah, it's we're still early, and I think with this, with a little bit of the flush of the leverage here, we're just gonna have to see what happens. But we have the chart marked here on OURBIT. Shout out to OURBIT. So actually, OURBIT right now is doing a competition. They're well, it's just a giveaway. It's not a competition. They're doing a giveaway for a milady, so celebrating Ethereum's 11th birthday. And if you know of the kind of history and lore with Ethereum, Vitalik PFP'd a milady a while ago. I think it was like 2023? He PFP'd a milady, made a lot of references, and it kind of ignited a lot of NFT volume and speculation, and also into the memes. So it just shows like how powerful, the attention economy is when certain people post things, and or they're bullish on something, or they say something. It shows that crypto is ready to pounce and ready to act. And I would say retail is like that too, but it takes a little bit more of a collective kind of mind share, big push. And what was pushing it last time was that everyone was coming out of COVID. We kind of had some stimulus checks a little bit, but also we were just like hungry. We were hungry for something. We were hungry for something. And I think the GME, Wall Street Bets, Elon, Dogecoin thing was just like the perfect setup for retail to kind of like get a little bit of a push. And so that is a little harder now, I think, to push people to feel that euphoria, because it's like we've had so many things happen. Like COVID was such a major thing that encompassed like everything, and so it was such the focus that when we came out of that, it was like we were hungry for something, for change and for something to rally behind. And now everything is so split, compartmentalized, and it's hard to keep up with things, and it's been bombarded. And you can see that there has been some, I think coordinated divisiveness, to make us forget about the real issues that are happening, like cost of living, inflation, just like all those basic things that we should have taken care, should have under control, taken care of, or have someone balancing the budget a little bit better, not sending thousands of dollars to people who are 250 years old, millions and millions of dollars just being wasted. So, and I see people like, outside the Social Security office, Social Security, they're lined up, and I just think about the scam that's happening across the board. So yeah, we're getting some flush right now. We're getting some market flush, and we marked this. I don't even remember when we marked this. Do you guys remember when we marked this chart up? Because like I went to this chart to look at Bitcoin, and I was like, dang. I guess so. I guess so. What the TA was, because we had this blue line here. We had this line right here. That was kind of like our that's resistance. We marked that blue line as basically resistance. Is it has been it had no strength right here compared to the times where it did. So each time that Bitcoin came to 63,000, it's mostly broken down more than it's pumped, because it's only had gained support from here two times, three times. And then you think it's gone down and lost support and had in resistance here, had resistance 1, 2, 3, now 4. I don't know if we go back. We had set, but this is what's interesting, is it's sitting right now at the same spot of February of this year, when we pointed this out, is that this is when the war started. This is when we had like official war starting, was here on this wick. So it's almost like they've just been chopping us around here since February. We ranged up to 82. We couldn't hold it. We got brought back down to 60, or about close to it, close to that same level. This was where I was thinking, okay, they're gonna end up bringing us down to 50K, because they keep sliding us down, and then we're not making a higher low. We're making lower lows, which, if by TA standpoint, if you're making a higher low, that's bullish. If you're making lower lows, that is very bearish. Like, so right now, we've now made a lower low from that original wick of 60K. Then we went down to 58. Now we're not able to hold 67. We hit resistance here again at 66, $67,000 Bitcoin, which is kind of, you know, this range right here. I said if we can break into this range, then that would be bullish for the short term for us to get back to at least 74. And then that would get the sentiment up. But here's the deal. Why is this happening? Well, the leverage needed to get flushed, and they're not buying enough Bitcoin ETF. They're not buying enough Bitcoin ETF. They sold here for over the past week. They've just been selling. And so, interesting enough, yesterday they bought like BlackRock bought $183 million apparently of the ETF. So we talked about how the ETFs are a big reason of price action. And whether we like it or not, it is a big driver of what is going to happen with Bitcoin and also Ethereum. It is just going to be what is the main driver of the real price action, not like the fake price action, the flood, you know, the leverage and all that stuff, because that has something to do with it. But then when we really start to get the ETF slowing back again, then we'll be good to go. Because like we went into the charts yesterday and we showed you guys the examples of how when they were flowing in millions, like it was like 150 to 200 million a day, and it was starting to get up to 500 million in a day. And then at points it was almost getting close to 1 billion in one day. They were flowing in to the ETFs. So we found that fascinating. We wanted to look at the chart and see how. But we got people live on TikTok. Let me know if you're watching on TikTok. It looks like people are joining. But it still says that there's 0 people, there's 0 viewers. But I don't know. Maybe people are like popping and they're watching. Live chat. Yeah, just let me know. Let me know if you can hear me, you could see me on TikTok. We've been testing out going live on TikTok. Am I able to say hello? There we go. Let me know how the stream is and share it, please. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've been testing out the TikTok, the TikTok live studio. So we've been going live from the TikTok studio, which it looks like this. See? And so if you like using TikTok and also you're on there and you have a giant following, I'd appreciate you a repost. But right now, let's go through kind of morning market analysis. So today's market snapshot, global market cap still under 2.5 trillion. Like we said, it's still massively undervalued compared to the biggest companies in the world. And then if you just extrapolate how much value and liquidity can come from these companies, even if it's like a quarter from each one or less than a quarter of their value going into on-chain for crypto, then in the next 5 years, if you're patient enough, even through the volatility and the dips, and we could show you the Amazon chart as an example of how if you are patient enough and you can kind of do less over the next few years, and preserve the capital and not and just realize where your winners are and try not to. Tom Lee said something freaking awesome in one of the videos. I think we still have it when we can play it today. He said, you don't want to sell your winners for like and to put into your losers. That's like cutting the flowers and watering the weed. He's like, you don't want to sell your winners. That's like cutting the flowers and then proceeding to water the weeds. I liked that example. I thought that, like, because if you think about it, like it's like, think about Pepe. You know, Pepe was such a cultural meme movement in CT that it was like the glory days, like that with Wojak, and then you had all these other things pop up out of it. But really, what actually was the most successful out of that was Pepe. It ended up going to billions of dollars from being at a point was under $1 million. And when it first launched, it was hard to catch that initial, like, because there was initial pump on Pepe, and then there was a bunch of FUD, there was a bunch of copycats, there was all this stuff like, oh, it's not, it's a cabal, it's launched by whatever, there's insiders or something, you know, just as a bunch of FUD. If you were watching the timeline, there was like a split group of people that were like, oh, Pepe's a scam, don't buy this thing instead. And then we had Pauly. If you remember Pauly was this character, this, you know, like person on CT. He was like known for basically like NFTs and things like that, you know, so he had a little bit of following, and there was this whole thing of him releasing a thing called Pork, which was basically a fork of pork, Pepe, a fork of Pepe, and it was, and then it ended up going to zero. It ended up like it vamped basically people who were holding and sold a lot of people actually sold Pepe for the pork, the pink one. And so I remember when this I remember this happening. I remember, man, I was like, I don't know. I think Pepe would be the obvious one. It's like has this controversial connection, but also it's a green frog. It's funny. You go and look at the memes, and it's got some deep lore or origins, as well as, you know, connected with Wojak, is like very much like Pepe and Wojak are best friends on the internet. And so there was this whole like this whole thing of attention that if you were not strong enough and had conviction and weren't able to not just do less, you could have just DCA'd Pepe through the entire 2023-2024 era and sold at an insane valuation when it started to go over into the billions of dollars in market. And so it's like there's been a couple of memes that I've done this with, that I've sold too early. I sold too early, and then you kind of like you end up, you know, maybe getting tossed around a little bit. You get distracted, and then you end up buying back, and you just have less coins than what you had. And I don't know. It's sad. Because, like, I think about Pepe, I think about Wojak, I think about Ponky, Brett. A lot of the biggest memes that all of them went to billions. We sold too early. Sold too early. And then didn't basically leveraged ourselves out of the game to not even be able to double down on the things that we really knew we had a good feeling that we're going to do well, and then a lot of them did. So, but it doesn't mean that opportunity is gone. That's what's very interesting, is that because we are still in this cycle, crypto's not going anywhere. Memes sure as hell aren't going anywhere. And, you know, the people that are hungry to dive into this stuff, you know, we're not going anywhere either. So, and I think that we will have another surge of FOMO and euphoria coming into crypto, just like we did back in 2021. I think it's possible, you know? Gotta believe in something. What do I think of the Bitcoin bull, the TBB? I've been paying attention to all the different bull tokens. Obviously, Ansem was the first one to kind of present this idea of the bull token through the airdrop, you know, pointing out the fact that Pump Fund has not done an airdrop, as well as other platforms that have been promising things and haven't delivered. So taking that's not like anyone hasn't already done like a creator coin or a type of coin that is going to promise airdrops. It's not like they're reinventing the wheel. It's just that Ansem has 1 million followers and maybe 200,000 of them or so. Who knows how many are active, but I would say I'd maybe say 200,000 is fair to say are active. And then when he posts something or he is involved with something, liquidity will flow to the attention of what he's posting about, especially if Solana's main account themselves and all these other main accounts that also have 1 million or so, or you know, or maybe even a little less, but around close to 1 million followers, and they're all reposting the same thing about the Ansem token, then you can see how the attention economy builds that. And if you continue to get this stuff in front of people, it's just like advertising. It's just like basic psychology, where you see something enough times, then you're gonna never forget about it, and people are gonna start talking about it. Just like Dogecoin and Pepe and all these memes. Like now, when I see them and I talk about them, it's like I'll never forget about it. Like it's so intertwined in our culture of how we even respond to stuff. Like sometimes even we won't even respond with text. We will respond with a meme in an emoji instead of actually speaking. So that even just shows you the power of the meme. Terrence McKenna actually used to talk about this. So if you listen to Terrence McKenna back in the day, he talked about the meme. He was actually the first person to mention about the meme and the power of the meme and what that meant as a representation of putting something in a frame that doesn't need a long paragraph explanation. You can just like, you view it and you're like, that's hilarious. And you know, and it's funny. And one meme can actually represent an idea that could be like a whole, 1,000-page book thesis. You get it? So that's why it's so popular. And that's why the memes will still be the best onboarding mechanism for people to make money, and also to hold value into a particular thing, which if we find what is going to build the best attention economy, it's really just going to be, it's going to be a few tokens. Let's be honest. Each time we've had these cycles, it's been a handful of tokens that have been the ones that gain the most attention. And so people, I think what they're doing is they are seeing what Ansem was able to do, and now they're piggybacking off of it, just like any other competition company, whatever they do. They see someone doing something and then they do it. Think about Mark Zuckerberg. He's been copying everything, and everything that he's been doing, he's tried Threads, he's tried, and then, but if they aren't trying to make it themselves, they're just going to try and buy it, like, Instagram. They acquired Instagram, and so people are, to answer your question, what do I think about TBB and any other, then there's also J Chains has the white bull or whatever, all these different bull tokens. You just support whichever ones you want. And I mean, if they're going to be offering incentives for, holders and stuff like that, maybe they're going to do giveaways and they're incorporating into their brand. I mean, that's fine. I think it's great, but I don't want those people to think that they're doing something so special and different than any other thing besides to get attention, to where then they can, sell the coin at some point and have some value on it. Because everyone should just be honest with themselves and be honest that that's why we're all here. We're all here to basically, at some point, sell and putting money in a pot, and everyone's putting value in money in it. Same with Bitcoin. I mean, it's the same with any asset that you're holding. Doesn't matter if it's in the stock market or crypto, doesn't matter where the hell it is. You're wanting to eventually sell it for more value than what you put in. So when you start to take money off the pile, there's got to be more money in there than when you put it in. And that's why when you see what a rug pull is, you see a chart get freaking nuked. It's because 1, 2, however many people that hold a bunch of, and they want to take that profit. Guess what it does? They just took the whole pile. They were like, boom, they took the whole pile. And so it leaves no room for anyone else who starts to try and run to grab it, to get their money off the pile. So no one's been able to figure out in small liquidity coins to figure out how to get less people to sell and more people to buy and hold. So then when at a point when there's the median of holders, not the whales that probably honestly don't even need it. And then there's the people that are at the lower spectrum. Then you got all these other mid wallets that maybe hold like $500 to $1,000 balance of a particular token. And then they're holding it up, and those people, and also the people above them that are holding massive supply, are not selling. No matter what. Like, okay, cool. It starts to, you don't sell. No one's been able to figure that out. No one's been able to figure out how to get more people to stop selling and get more people buying the token. So if you call me when you figure that shit out. But it's funny. So when we talk about how the Clarity Act, everyone, they're focusing on the Clarity Act, but why is it that Bitcoin and our alts and stuff like that were in the prices and pumping like we wanted them to when we had no clarity at all? What does that mean? Why is it that now all of a sudden we're getting clarity and the prices are garbage ass, just total crap? But when we had Operation Choke Point 2, we had all the set that we had the prices. Very interesting. So we want to focus a little bit on some of the infra for ETH and SOL real quick. So we'll focus on SOL. So for Solana, the trading infrastructure and the strongest dexes in volume is Jupiter, Radium, and Orca. All of those have tokens. And whenever Solana goes into all-time highs, I believe these tokens will pump really hard. Now they will sell off because that's what they do. You have a window of time if you're wanting to take profits, or if you're wanting to hold it into the next section of where we think the next section of profit taking would commence, because there's going to be points where, especially if SOL is going to be hitting all-time highs and these things start pumping. I mean, we've seen it. People take profits. So that's where we have to figure out the time horizon. People are saying 2027, quarter 2. Quarter 1, 2027, whatever. I don't know. I just think I think a good chart that we could look at would be the ETH BTC ratio chart. The ETH BTC ratio chart is a great chart that we could look at that represents when would be a good time to be buying altcoins, and then at a point where it would be a good time to be potentially selling some of the alt. And we've pointed this chart out a bunch of times, but all right. So the infra beta plays the benefits if Solana gets institutional and DeFi flow, Jito and Pith. And we have the meme plays is the meme confirms retail risk appetite when volume community velocity spike. Mentioning Bonk, Whiff, and Pingu. So those are kind of the originals. But then we have the newer tokens, like we mentioned, which is the attention economy for Ansem, and then a few newer animal meta coins, but they're a little dicey, and one of them is Jimothy. We have Pump, the launchpad tokens are the purest read on meme coin issuance and speculation. And so Ansem currently right now is bullish on the Pump token because he says the setup for the Pump token right now is looking really good. So maybe let's look at the Pump token. Let's see what it's looking like. Yeah, so if we look at Pump on the weekly, yeah, it's looking like the volume's coming in. We got volume over the past 3 weeks. It's had a pretty good run, and it's also on the Bollinger Bands, has crossed over the 20 EMA, which is actually pretty. This actually does look good. Hold the phone. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it wants to hit up into that wick that okay. Yeah, so like right there would be this would be the sweet spot. So if you're looking for a setup on Pump, you can see where it had a double top resistance here, and now it's that was clear support from that bottom wick. I mean, it just got nuked on 1010, and you can see all the things surrounding what Ansem has been calling out Pump, and I think Pump might pump. Token's called Pump. Let's see. I think a good re-entry, if it does retrace from this Pump that's already had, you'd be looking at the Bollinger Band price of 0.00183, and this would be your stop loss, or sorry, your take profit would be at this. Let's go in the 4. You can see 2 times here if it got volume here, but if it wanted to come back, you get an entry right there. The resistance it's trying to come up to is this level there. Bounced off that 6-1, off the 2-6. Looking to eye the 1-6-1 here. 43% move to the upside, looking like Pump is that would be yeah. Right there, perfect 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Even your stop, the stop, I would be I'd say honestly, I don't know, maybe tighter stop loss. Tighter stop loss. Right down into that resistance. see how it reacts on this price action that it's on right now. And if it continues, then yeah, then that would be a trade. But if you can be patient, kind of see if it does break down, then you would want to a little bit getting it like. But if you're not patient, you want to just jump right in. Get it right there, tight stop loss. Shooting for the fences, going for that first breakout right there. Yeah. I'd actually go for this one. There's a cut, there's really in times like this where we're like it could be weeks, days. I don't know if it's going to be months, but I feel like we're like weeks, days away from getting to somewhat of a bottom. We might have already had it. We're just going sideways around. They're shaking us around. There's all this, volatility. Don't know if the Clarity Act's going to get passed this year. There's 25% chance now that it's going to get passed this year for, in terms of the prediction market percentage. So it's like, but when we're in these positions and there's opportunities to get 3 to 4 high conviction trades, this is the Ansem. He said, you only need 3 to 4 high conviction trades a year to return your portfolio kind of back to life. Because, let's be honest, I'd say probably like 90% of crypto Twitter got their portfolios obliterated, and we're all working back to get it back. That is what is the reality. Is about, I would say, I know that sounds extreme, but I would say that 90% of crypto Twitter and people that were in crypto had their portfolios like obliterated, maybe even almost zeroed out completely, or they got left with like $1,000, or maybe like less than a few $1,000s. That's like the truth. Like 1010 was wicked. It knocked out a lot of people, and then from there, people were scrambling to try and like claw back whatever they lost. Some people were successful. Maybe they hit some crazy quick trades, because like you saw the wicks. You could have, if you were quick enough, catch some bottoms there. But it was so, if you were, it was just, yeah, it was. And that's where the psychology and the euphoria and all the dopamine and all those things kind of combined into one like chaotic, in those moments. And that's where it really is like, the best thing that we can do as traders or people, investors, or, trying to learn this stuff, whatever you want to call yourself, you're a participant. Let's just say, instead of calling yourself a trader or an investor, we are participants in a experiment that is called blockchain. And I think that's probably a best way to go into it, because let's be honest, the things under 3 trillion market cap, the whole thing that we're doing right now, everything that has to do with crypto is still less than a company one company. So that's where I'm like, we can't be too hard on ourselves. And I think that if you haven't made it yet, or you feel like you haven't made it, whatever you feel like is your made it, whatever amount that is, or whatever you are doing to feel successful, because it's all different for everyone. Everyone, it's relative to what you believe in and what you have accomplished, Like if you've made if you've made 50K in crypto, that you could be like feeling like you're on top of the world. And there's people that probably make that in, they got used to making that in a month. And so it's all relative. It really is all relative. So then, we have to take this as like it's an experiment that's being run, and then the suits kind of are taking part of it as well. So And now that the suits are in, we know that where the suits are, the liquidity is, and we kind of are a little bit at the mercy of the suits and the liquidity coming in to pump our bags. So, but we got Hex. Hex is pumping. Hex on ETH apparently is pumping. I don't know what's going on, but it went up like 50%. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, ETH, Hex, Hex. Even that was in 2023, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it went up 40%. Just sitting at, and then it just went right back down, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, look at this in the past week. It was just pumping. Nico said ticker Bitcoin is looking juicy here for sure. Yeah, you know, I mean, ticker Bitcoin looks like garbage, to be honest. Like the chart looks like absolute trash. It is just in the toilet. Just being honest. I mean, it's like same with Ponky. It's like my favorite memes. Even Pepe, you know, like Pepe's getting a little better, but Pepe got nuked, got put right back down into, right to February 2024. Went right back into this area. Then if you look at ticker Bitcoin, that's even worse. Yeah, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Tanini. This one is like, it's just like destruction. It looks even worse. So you go to July 2023. Basically, it's right back into the price range of 2023. So, and there's these wallets. There's a few wallets that are just selling. I mean, they just keep selling like crazy. And we had Bybit delist ticker Bitcoin. Bybit was probably one of the bigger exchanges that had ticker Bitcoin listed, but we have other ones like Kraken and who else? See exactly who has the ticker. Sex volume, whoever just has the most volume. Okay, so we have CoinW actually has the most 24-hour trading volume spot. LBank is the second one in volume. MEXC is third. BidFi is fourth. Then we have OURBIT. OURBIT it's like under 100K. It's like 33,000, but that's 24-hour volume though. And then we have HTX is 6 in the rank. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. CoinX. Then Bybit though, but Bybit just recently, like we said, it got delisted. There's Orange X. And then Bitconomy.com. Dang, Kraken only has 442 trading volume. Oh, and then okay, so we got Gate. It's on Gate too. Okay, we're gonna check. I think we did sign up for Gate, or did we? No, we were just using Gate to look at the XL1 from XYO. Is that it launched on Gate? That was like the first major exchange it got listed on, but now it's on Crypto.com. And then Qcoin. All right. So no Binance, no Coinbase, and who knows? One of the wallets that could be selling, like just infinite selling. Let's pull it up. Because it's crazy. I'm like, how did they even have this many sell? Like they selling coins. Like you just have infinite coins to sell. And the liquidity is just been duped. 606 $660,000 in liquidity. There was $1 million in there locked. And yeah, I don't know what the hell's that. Like it looks like it's just getting. Ugh. Yeah, like this. Like, look, this wallet. I think it's this wallet. They sell every day. Funded by a Gate.io deposit. But yeah, this wallet, swear to God, it literally just like, I think it sells like 250 every single day. Let's see. All right, let's go to cells. Like 72 ED, 72 ED. Look, sells. This wallet sells. Okay, yeah, we got to put this wallet. Oh my God. Jeez. Look at this. They just keep selling. For the past. Holy crap. Jeez. Okay, so literally this wallet every single day for the past holy moly. Look, every single day this wallet has been selling this entire purple range. If I keep scrolling. Look at this. When did they buy? Oh my God. This wallet sucks. Yeah, they just every day from here, it's just basically been draining the liquidity. This wallet. Every single day for the past 9 months, this wallet has been selling. Holy crap. How much money is that? I might have to do a spreadsheet. Holy crap, guys. Do you see this? Well, right now, Emmanuel, oh, you're good, bro. Well, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Hit that like button. Get me out of the YouTube jail. YouTube jail, for some reason, they're jailing me hard. They're jailing my ass. Oh, I got 153 likes. Let's go. No way. I didn't get 150. There's not 153 likes. 150 people have joined this thing. There's no way. That'd be insane. I'll take it. 153 likes. Let's go. No freaking way. We might become TikTok famous. But yeah, what the heck, man? So there's someone in the Ticker Bitcoin community that has mentioned this, and they're like, I'll start buying when this freaking wallet stops selling. I'll start buying when this wallet stops selling. So, but this wallet, yeah, no shit, man. I get it. That would piss me off too. But I've already said this. I said, look, it's like there's gotta be these people can't just have infinite coins, man. Like they gotta eventually like run out of coins to sell. Like whatever this wallet, they've gotta run out of coins eventually. Like they gotta run out of coins eventually. But look at this. I mean, this is so, but look, but 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, every day, like they just sell. So it's like, what the hell? That's just one wallet. That's just that one. So it's like, make sure we save this wallet. Okay, so go here. Because like whoever you are, you're vamping my favorite meme coin. You need to get the hell out of it. Like, if you got what, you got infinite coins? Where'd you get the damn coins? You got infinite damn coins. Like, why don't you do us a favor and stop selling the damn coins? Stop selling. What the hell? Is it just like is it a freaking what is it? Is it like a damn bot that's just like, is it a bot that got set up 3 years ago just to vamp the damn thing whenever the shit looks bad? I don't know. But damn, it seems like the son of a gun's got infinite bitcoins to keep selling every day. 24,000 coins, tickets. So I don't know. I guess this could be a good opportunity for retail to be like, holy shit, there's a lot of bitcoins becoming available. It's like, I hope the devs are buying these tokens up. I hope the devs are at least like, if whoever this wallet is, like, if the devs are like gonna like buy the tokens back, like get these tokens out of the hands of these fucking sellers, like, please. That actually would do something. Holy crap. Like, redistribute the chart, like the other direction. Let's redistribute it the other direction. That would be great. But yeah, holy crap. I gotta save this. But no wonder. I mean, no wonder this has just been sideways into the freaking ground, because wallets like that, they just sell. It's literally just been selling every day, and it nukes the liquidity. So it's like, until there's more people that hold more supply and don't sell, it's just going to look like this. It's going to look like a big frowny face, to be honest. Yeah, even Sailor can't even hold his fucking Bitcoin, like a pansy ass. You got fooled into doing, yeah, you did what we say not to do. Do less. Michael Saylor, all you had to do was continue to do your Bitcoin strategy and just say, who cares about all these people who want all these extra products? Screw them. Just keep doubling down on your Bitcoin treasury and don't sell the Bitcoin. And then you could have just been using your Bitcoin and just being like, hey, we're going to start using Bitcoin as money, not as like a debt instrument. Dumbass. Like, so now it's like, now I understand that, like, even Michael Saylor, probably doing too much cocaine, doing a bunch of weird drugs, gotten all hyped up and been up all night, not even sleeping, going on Chat GPT to be like, how can I offer more products? So we have our iPhone moment right here with STRK and SDRC. And it's like, well, no, if you just keep buying Bitcoin and just pump it and get everything, just use the psychology that you've already built up, along with the bullishness of the president saying, oh, we're going to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then no one thinks you're selling. And then you actually don't sell. What happens? The momentum continues. And then BlackRock's like, okay, yeah, let's just keep bidding the ETFs. I don't know. But that, and then I think about it, same thing with ticker Bitcoin. It's like, you look at this daily chart and it's just like, oh, what? We couldn't hold past 200 million, you assholes, you pansies. Come on. We could have our Pepe moment. We have our Pepe moment. But it's like, what the hell? Can't even get back to 200 mil. We're gonna let we're gonna let Handsome Ansem, with his unoriginal bull idea, beat the ultimate backpack lore of the internet? Come on. But, it's dead chart, bad decision making. I don't know who letting certain people have too much control of supply, but it's not up to them. It's up to us as the community and the people. You can't determine who's going to buy a bunch of your token and hold it hostage. I mean, that's kind of what can happen in charts like this. Let's be honest. Like, whoever bought all that supply and is just like basically has held it hostage and is sold into the oblivion, that will damage the chart. So we need people that are going to be like millionaires. They don't need the money. They need to just buy up the supply and pump the shit. They, instead of doing that, instead of doing this every single day, selling every single day, we have someone that has a bunch of money buying every single day. Like, that's like, there's no way. There's got to be more buying. There's got to be more of the. Okay, so what's this wallet? Okay, so they bought right now, 3 minutes ago, because I'm talking about it. Someone bought $1,628 of ticker Bitcoin. Okay. So they're buying. Okay, all right. So they're clipping in. They're getting beat 3,000. Okay. But that's it. I mean, this person came in and look, they're just jumping all around this freaking chart. They can't even make up their mind. Excuse me. We'll go to a commercial break.
Oh, someone just rang the doorbell. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. The bull run can commence.
All right, guys. Yeah, check out the Tangent wallet again. We haven't had anyone buy a wallet just yet, so you can be the first one to purchase your amazing Tangent wallet. It is the size of a debit card, but what it is, it's like NFC. It's basically a way to hold your crypto in a cold storage wallet, safe and sound. And it's very easy to set up. And you can also, inside of the Tangent wallet that you can download on the Apple iPhone store and the Google Play Store, you can hold your crypto just like you can in any regular cold wallet or hot wallet. You can do it in any type of way you'd like. Have multiple wallets in there, import an existing wallet with the seed phrase, and you can do everything all inside the Tangent ecosystem and dashboard. But so if you want to get one of these and get a discount on your order, please do so with my link. And yeah, so Emmanuel says, I agree with Ozzy. Saylor has to sell his kidney at this point to at least give retail some hope. Well, I think what Saylor did is he lost his credibility, and so you can't go and like tell everyone else that you're never gonna sell or don't sell your Bitcoin. Live will end. We have detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification to continue. What? So crazy. They're so like, TikTok is so touchy. They're like, you haven't been speaking for 17 seconds. You better verify your ass. They're like, TikTok is so woo. And then if they think you're like doing something shady, they're like, you're gonna get banned immediately. Oh, but we got Richard Hart's brother in the house. I keep wanting to call you Rob, but you're not Rob. What is your actual name again? I keep freaking forgetting. It's not Rob, because I guess you were promoting something. You were promoting a coin that was called Rob, and I think that's why I kept calling you Rob, but your name is not Rob. But yeah, shout out to Richard Hart's brother. Yeah, you got to tell Richard Hart I said what's up. Tell him I said what's up, and thanks for, you know, thanks for not live streaming. Yeah, thanks for nothing, you know. If he could just start live streaming every day like I have, you know, and then or at least join my show, like maybe get him to come on the live stream. I think we'd break the internet. It'd be amazing. If he comes on mine first before Rand's, that would be even more hilarious. That would get me out of the the YouTube doghouse. Because it's funny, all of my videos that I've posted on Facebook recently, or Facebook, all the videos that I've posted on YouTube, on Facebook. I should post some crypto videos on Facebook. They've all done terrible. I even thought this one, the walk and talk videos, people love these videos. They fucking love them. And then I try and do it, and they're like, snooze fest. Got 28 views. They send it to like 7. They send it to like 2 people. I even had some good observation in that video, you know. And then even here, Zcash top-down analysis with Dan O Crypto. I even like did some zoom ins. I did some nice little editing on this one. We talked about Zcash. People like Zcash. But even in this video, we talked about some trading, you know, things that you could probably use for any setup up for a trade. And yeah, did terrible. Didn't even pop over 100 views, and they sent it to like Crypto Bull Run is just getting started. Do this, and you know, had some nice examples in there, and a little bit of editing in there too. Did absolutely terrible. They didn't send it to a damn single person. And then 2 months ago, I posted a video just talking about rumors that Richard Hart might go on Crypto Banter, and Rand Newmer would be interviewing him potentially. It was like it was just a rumor, and it obviously never happened. That got 1,000 views, and it had real people come in and comment and like and hit the like button. You know, people that were, you know, just, it wasn't bots. All the other videos, they get bot comments and not actual real people coming into it. So I don't know what that means and what that tells you. I don't know how you can. What do you get from that? Well, it means that maybe, just maybe, the community that's shit on the most and said, you know, oh, we're not here, they're not around, it's a dead chain. Well, they're pretty damn interested in the video that I posted. actually came in and watched it, hit the like button. Everything else that I posted, people don't give a crap. But what it is, we'll come back. We'll come back strong, come back stronger than ever, you know. We're the one that hodls to zero, 100%. We've done that. We did it with Ankita. You know, as another token that, you know, you believe in stuff. You believe in stuff too much. You know, you got to realize that probably most of the people that were in the coin were itching to get out of it as soon as they freaking could, and it just proved in the chart. You know how the chart reacted. It was like, you know, the moment that attention completely got off for 2 seconds, you know, people were jump and run. And look, I mean, it's so bad. Like, it went right into the absolute ground. You know, people just, yeah. This is another example, you know, it's just like, geez, couldn't even like get enough people in that have enough money and are rich to just hold supply to, and just get them to buy every day to create volume up to at least 400K. Just at least 400K. But yeah, held that to freaking zero. Didn't sell a single token because I was like, hey, I have a goal in mind. I have a target. If we can't even push this thing up to 400K, then what the hell are we doing? You know? So kind of sad. But it is what it is. It's the attention economy. You break attention, you don't have enough people who are rich to buy the coin and not sell it, then there you go. There's a bunch of poor people. And hey, maybe they even have more money than me, but then I'm not acting like a poor person. I was willing to hold the damn thing to zero. So Ozzy coming in with the memes. Liberty Swap coming in saying definitely getting better, working. Liberty Swap is the kind of premier swap and cross chain swap for Pulse Chain. It's intent based cross chain swaps. You can do private swaps using Railgun, zero fees, and probably the better product on Pulse Chain. It's really good. We've used it, and the Pulse Chain bags look like absolute trash. Everything is in the toilet. So if you're coming into Pulse Chain right now, great time to buy. It's at the absolute garbage lows. It was just making new all-time lows, and Ivan on Tech was pointing out that fact. He's like, look, I didn't think it was possible, but it's like, put PLS and all the core coins are making new lows. But we think that it's possible that these coins, these core coins on Pulse Chain, when Ethereum breaks an all-time high, goes to like $6,500. I'd be very, very curious to see where the Pulse Chain core coins are at. I'd be very, very curious to see. We have X, we have PLS, we have PLSX, Incentive, ProveX, and yeah, those are all the core coins. And so there's going to be some interesting liquidity things happening around Impulse. Who knows if it's going to be scammy or not, but I mean, we've seen what eHex did in previous markets. Went up 100,000% or something like that, so I don't know. Could surprise us all. So, if you got some funny money, $100, you don't care that you're gonna lose, they go to zero. Same with like the meme coins. With the meme coins, if you got $1,000 that you can light on fire, but you can do that easily just going on a going on a shopping spree, or just like getting a little out of hand. You can burn $1,000 real fast. So yeah, if you want to just chuck $1,000 into on chain and then wait 6 months to kind of see where it's at, this is the time. This is the time, my friend. If they'd only sent me to, I was about to say, yesterday, 0 people were on X. I had 0 people watching on X. I don't know what was going on. They cooked me yesterday. I got completely cooked on X, but so today, thank you. I appreciate you guys. If you're real, I think you should be real. 21 people, you should be real. I don't bot my streams. I literally don't even know how to do it. I don't pay to do it. I don't have any fake accounts coming in to fabricate the numbers. So if these 21 people are real, wow. And it stretched out to say, but tell me who you are. Like, let me know who you are, whoever you are, wherever you are. We appreciate you very much. Remember, check out the Tangem link. It's in the description. Just check that out. We appreciate it. It's the best way to support the stream. And guys, tell me what is this pattern? What is this? What do you call this pattern? I think it's, yeah. So Ozzy said it's called the Donald dump. Yeah, it's called the Donald dump. We're tired of winning. We're so tired of winning. We can't, if you're going to say, Mr. President, please stop. We can't win anymore. We simply can't win anymore. All right, so we forgot to play this clip of Tom Lee. It was 3 days ago, so now it's about 4 days ago, but it's still Tom Lee basically explaining how we are close to a bottom. Who the hell knows when it's going to come? They might flash crash us into 52. We're kind of thinking that's almost more on the cards than giving it to us, out of this range. I think a quick wick to 52 is enough to scare the shit out of people, and then they're gonna run it up. And it could be as perfect as them delaying the clarity and just having it all perfectly timed for mass capitulation. But let's see. Let's see what Tom Lee says. We're going to play just a little clip of this.
I don't know when the correction ends, but once that ends, I think the Korean stock market, the AI stocks, the memory names, the semis are going to make much, much higher new all-time highs. So if someone is long these names, they should stay long. If they sold and got out and then they're waiting for a signal to get in, they're going to end up chasing markets higher. Selling your winners is like cutting your flowers and watering the weeds. Our bet is that inflation is going to undershoot expectations. People are too focused on oil as a driver of inflation, and we've already had the oil shock. So I think we've had peak inflationary impact from oil. Crypto has so many catalysts. Clarity Act is going to provide a single agency to have oversight of the entire crypto economy. That doesn't exist today. It's state regulated and there's fragmented regulation. Japan and other countries are already taking a similar version of Clarity Act. Russia just passed one. So the US obviously has to catch up.
Today, we are delighted to have Tom Lee, co-founder and head of research for Fundstrat Global Advisors and CIO of Granny Shots ETF. He's the former chief equity strategist for JP Morgan and also chairman of the BitMine Immersion Technologies company. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So on June 22nd, the Korean index, the Kospi, reaches almost 9,300. The same day, the SOX gets reaches a high as well. And then in the last month, it's really taken a serious tumble. And people are asking, why the impulsive rally and then this sudden turn. Are in some ways, are we following the Kospi? Is the Kospi following us, or is it just a global concern that we've overdone the AI trade?
Well, Korea has been doing really well for more than just 2026, really the last few years. And the underlying story there is the world is using a lot more semiconductors and memory for every unit of GDP output, which means Korea as an economy and Korea as a stock market is a lot more important in the next decade than it's been in the prior 30 years, even 50 years. So earnings should be doing really well. Now, stock markets are what you call, quote, price discovery mechanisms. And it made sense that Korea's stock market should be going up. But in the last few quarters, leverage products were added. And that amplifies volatility. So I think in some ways, the sharp move up and then the recent record decline are adjusting for that leverage. Because as you know, markets, when they go straight up, they trap what they call longs get trapped. And especially those with leverage, and then they're forced to sell. So I think that there's been a forced deleveraging taking place. But that doesn't mean that the underlying story has ended. So I think that this pullback is going to prove to be one of the best buying opportunities for semis and AI stocks, and by transitive logic, the Korean stock market. I don't know when the correction ends, but once that ends, I think the Korean stock market, the AI stocks, the memory names, the semis are going to make much higher new all-time highs.
I guess it's hard to see before you actually see it, but what kind of signal would you be looking for to say that, the retracement has ended and now this is the opportunity, or maybe the opportunity is now and you stagger your way in? What's the signal that you would be potentially looking for?
First, it never pays to time the market. So if someone is long these names, they should stay long. If they sold and got out and then they're waiting for a signal to get in, they're going to end up chasing markets higher. Nobody ever calls the bottom correctly. However,
so when he's saying that, I like to think that same way and then correlate it with crypto, because it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. It's connected heavily to these markets that he's talking about, and then also with the ETFs, and yeah. So we want to not have to chase the market. We think that just dollar cost averaging, obviously, just accumulating right now is great. If you're whatever you've locked in on, in terms of your fundamentals and your core coins, and you got a nice tight bag of stuff, you haven't gone too crazy, maybe got focusing on 10 coins, and maybe even that might be too much. But you're focused on like a good basket of coins. You got liquidity in them, and you've seen and you've charted, you've done history, you've done your homework. You've seen what they've been able to do when it is in its cyclical portion of a bull market. So it's like, by not, going off of it's going to repeat this, but it rhymed a little bit. So you could say, same with like what we talked about with the Solana ecosystem tokens, talking about how, like Sol infrastructure, like Jupe, Ray, Orca, then you go into the infra that's like infra beta, like Judo, Pith, or Jito, Pith network, and just things that are going to be high liquidity protocols on and providing RWA money on Solana. Then you have the memes, like all this stuff, at a point will basically carry up, so if you're dollar cost averaging this stuff, it's like you're getting good exposure.
That you want to see, which is massive deleveraging has already taken place. So if you look at prime brokerage data for US investment banks, hedge funds degrossed, quote degrossed, meaning that they already sold their tech longs at the fastest pace in almost 3 years. In fact, if you go past, it would be really the fastest pace in almost 10 years. So they had a massive deleveraging already. And we already see some very, very high profile stories about how there's been a massive deleveraging in Korea. So if people had to be forced to sell, those are called like weak hands. They've been shaken out. I'd say that we should be pretty close to a bottom. But again, I think, the mistake people make is they chase things. They try to time the top and they try to time the bottom, and most people who've done the best are the ones who stay invested. In fact, as Peter Lynch famously said,
man,
selling your winners is like cutting your flowers and watering the weeds, And maybe even better, I think when there's a secular theme
that's
like AI, quote, which involves more semis and memory for every unit of GDP output, Charlie Munger said it the best. He says, the money isn't in buying and selling, the money is made in waiting, So if there's a structural theme, they should just own it and then forget about it.
In fact, I remember one of the phrases you told me in one of our meetings is, the bear sounds smart,
19 minutes, they talk about crypto.
Real intent to hike. And Granny, I think you're up to $4.5 billion in assets under management, which is...
What's actually a total is close to $5 billion.
$5 billion now.
Yeah.
Excellent. I have some of it. Maybe I'll just invest in that and stop trying to pick bottoms and pick tops.
Yeah. Well, Granny's example, when AI and the memory stocks are going up, people were criticizing Granny because we didn't load up on the AI and semi names. And we do have exposure, but when you had a 40% drawdown in memory and AI, Granny outperformed, because we focused on really the anchoring on the longer term ideas within the AI trade.
Right. I do want to switch gears and ask you about BitMine. It's an Ethereum treasury company, the first, I guess maybe the first or most prominent of its kind. And give me an idea, I guess MicroStrategy at the time was Strategy, was the first Bitcoin treasury company, but they've had some struggles very, very publicly. Can you tell us, what the difference is between sort of the BitMine, how it's executed versus something like Strategy?
Well, just to clarify, BitMine is the largest Ethereum treasury, and actually the largest holder of Ethereum in the world, with almost 5.78 million ETH coins. But it's actually not the first Ethereum treasury. It was probably the fourth or fifth. But we became the biggest, and we just crossed 1 year of operations because we had a very simple strategy. We kept the capital structure very simple, and we wanted to accumulate Ethereum. And so that's how we've been able to grow so rapidly, and we're, I think, 5 times bigger than the next Ethereum treasury. And to contrast us to MicroStrategy, MicroStrategy I'm still quite bullish on. In fact, we own it in the Granny funds because I'm bullish on Bitcoin. But we take a very different approach. One is, the 2 biggest differences, maybe I should highlight 3. But the first is the native asset. Bitcoin is a store value. And the ecosystem around Bitcoin wants to, quote, ossify Bitcoin. Not introduce changes, make it always a store value, like digital gold. By contrast, Ethereum is a yield-bearing asset, roughly a 3% yield. And that's because it's proof of stake. So the security work is done by those who are staking ETH, and in return, they get paid a yield. And the ecosystem is developing, and it's the largest ecosystem in crypto, bigger than even Bitcoin. And they are trying to position, and successfully so far, to make Ethereum the financial settlement layer for Wall Street. So the entire financial rails probably will run on stablecoins, which run on Ethereum. The second difference is that MicroStrategy has arguably a somewhat passive approach to Bitcoin, meaning they own it and they want to create digital credit. BitMine is very active in the ecosystem. We've funded we're the lead investor in 3 spinoffs from the Ethereum Foundation, all of which are targeted to strengthen Ethereum and either focused on improving price or strengthening the ecosystem, and there's more. So we are really part of helping shape the future of Ethereum. And the third is balance sheet complexity. MicroStrategy, by design, has a complex balance sheet. They have convertibles, and they have 4 classes of preferred stock, and they have common equity. And in some cases, those components of the balance sheet compete with each other. And because Bitcoin has no native yield, they have to sell stock in order to fund the dividends. BitMine has a very simple capital structure. It has common equity, and we just launched a perpetual preferred. The staking yields that we're generating today at the current price of Ethereum is about $6 million a week, about $300 million a year. If Ethereum goes to 5,000, then this gets close to $1 billion a year, and it would be almost 20 million a week. But our perpetual preferred offering has 30 million a year in dividend requirements. So we can fund our preferred easily with our staking yield. And so I think we have a simple capital structure. We are betting on the future of Ethereum as a settlement layer for not only Wall Street, but for how robots communicate. And we're part of the ecosystem. So I think you should think of BitMine as highly, highly integrated into Ethereum.
Like, you have 0 ETH? Crypto Twitter? You have 0 ETH right now? Zero ETH. Apparently, we got 165 likes. I don't know how that happened on TikTok here. Somehow. But it's working. TikTok is working. Well, all right, guys. I think we've blabbed enough. Oh, we want to show you guys the FOMO app. We've been actually really liking the FOMO app. We are testing it out. We're following certain people. We're following Eric Stevens. We're trying to follow these accounts that are basically maybe even part of their own little cabal. And hey, they're making trades. It's public. You can see when they're buying. You can see when they're selling. And you can also do that with me as well. So if you guys want to check out the FOMO app, this is actually probably one of the quickest apps you can kind of just get onboarded right into crypto on chain and see what is popular, what's trending. multiple chains that you can experiment with and trade on. You'll see what's trending on each chain. Very easy to withdraw and deposit, sell into cash. You can send other people cash. Yeah, so it's actually really cool. So check out my link. I will put it in the description. I'll put it in, is it in the description, or I'll put it in the chat. Also put it in the chat here on TikTok. Make sure you guys check out that link. It's in the chat. I just posted it in the chat. It's FOMO.family/r/DanoCrypto904. Very easy link to follow. Make sure you check that out. And you get discounts. You get discounts on trading fees and all that good stuff. And so, but also make sure you're following me. So I have 0 followers. So if we want to gain, our goal is to get to maybe 10 followers. If we can get to 10 followers this weekend, that would be awesome. We would really appreciate it, guys. So let's get to 10 followers on FOMO, and let me know what you're trading on here. Currently, we're trading Eric Stevens coin. We're not trading it. We're just buying it. And we also have a little bit of Ansem. We are going to try and trade this Venus coin, because if you guys been following stuff on chain, Mars coin is something that just pumped recently pretty hard, up to $40 million market cap for Mars coin. And so some of the same traders that made gains on Mars coin are going into Venus coin, which is a BNB coin, now sitting at around 937 market cap, K market cap. And so if this thing could potentially maybe even do half of what Mars coin did, then you can kind of see the potential. So that's kind of just trading. I'm just telling you, transparency, just trading it. But it's cool because you can see, if you follow what I'm doing, you can see what I'm buying, you can see what I'm selling, see what I'm holding. And then you can see also, I want to hold a little ticker Bitcoin inside this wallet. So then when people follow me on here, they see what the in-game token is all about. And really great, also a good platform that you can use on your desktop and on your mobile app, and to make a watch list of trending tokens. So right now we're watching Rise, we're watching Jimothy, GME on Robinhood, the Ansem token, the Black Bull, ticker Bitcoin. We were watching Swole Doge, I think got taken out hard. We're watching Dog with Hat, Popcat, Ponky, Orca, Jupe. This is AI, Artificial Inu. Still watching that. I think this might be something to keep an eye on. VVV, Venice token, cards, the Trump account fund. I don't know. We were checking that out, but that we'll see what's going on with that. The Venus coin, and then also there's this SP69. That's another BNB token. Some of these traders that I was following were checking out. But yeah, that's the watch list right now. But yeah, make sure you guys are checking out all the things. Best way to support the channel. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it. Yeah, we're gonna end it. I think we've talked about enough. I think that was about all what we wanted to. Yeah, meme coin rotation, launchpad market. It's not a simple list. Current setup, memes to watch, like we're watching Doge, Shib, Pepe, Bonk, all the old soul meta, like with Popcat, Mew, all the cat tokens, the IPs like Pingu. I mean, you guys remember Bohm, remember Book of Meme, remember all these like great memes. These were great memes. Mog, Turbo, Pump. Yeah, it's you never know, man. I think it might be that, some of these, and I think about that with ETH too, with ETH, Sol, chain. You think about Chainlink, think about Cardano, you think about all these things. The Aave, Maker, now it's called Sky. Things might actually come back. I don't want to jinx it, but they might come back. They might come back. Like Aave, like you look at Aave, look at the chart. Let's look at Aave real quick before we end the stream. But yeah, let's look. Shit, Aave. Cardano. Look, Cardano beat down for freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 months of just destruction. Event. I mean, God, surely, the ADA gang will come back to life at this point. And let's start wearing Cardano shirts. I don't know. What can get people buying Cardano again so we can get a nice clean 4x? Let's do it. Do it, guys. Where's that AVE chart? I keep going. Can I really not find the token right now? I keep blasting. There it is. See, this thing recovered. I thought that, like, it looked like this thing was gonna get cooked, but it finally recovered. You see this? Yeah, I mean this. I mean, what if you could just buy like an ETH protocol that's been around forever, and it goes back to all-time highs. You get like a nice like 6x. I mean, geez, I don't know. It's possible, guys. We don't have to make it too complicated. And look, the Pepe BTC ratio on the monthly is flipping bullish. Everything is on sale, my friends. So don't worry. It's okay. If you lost all your money, you can get it back. Crypto's the only place that you can do it so fast in a period of 4 to 6 months. Between 4 and 6 months, you can lose it all and gain it all back and do that about 7 times if you needed to. Just so you can learn your lesson. But guys, thank you for tuning in to the live streams this week. We did them every single day. I think we maybe just missed one day, but we do these Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we appreciate all the support and all the, you know, brands, companies, whatever. If you want to do business with me and you want to collaborate with my channel, you want one of your team members to come on and talk about one of your new products, and you want us to help represent your brand the best and get the story out, contact me. Hit me up on you can hit me up on X. It's probably the quickest way that I'll respond. And yeah, let's do some work together. But actually, coming up next week, I will be going on Leslie Motto's unscripted podcast. So we're pretty excited about that. We're going to be doing that with Miss Leslie. So if you don't know who Leslie is, she's been in the blockchain industry for a while now, and she was working with David Gottstein in that network, but now she kind of has her own thing. She's been doing this unscripted podcast, global podcast. So she's been having all kinds of different people on. As you can see, she's had a lot of different guests, and so she's cooking it right now. She's been a big proponent of Robinhood change. She's been shilling some Robinhood stuff. She's also been shilling the BB. So yeah, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's unscripted, and yeah, we're just going to have some fun. So we're going to be doing that on, I have to find, gosh, exact date. I have to look at my phone. Look real quick. Let me look on this calendar. Type in. We are set for the 17th. So August 17th. We got a little bit. So we got a little bit of ways. But be prepared. We're going to be going on next month. I thought it was going to be next week. I don't know what I was thinking. I was getting this mixed up with something else. But yeah, we're excited. Shout out to Leslie. If you're not following her on X, check out her stuff. And yeah, I guess that's it, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone that's on X, make sure you repost, heart the stream, and everyone else you're watching on all the different platforms. However you can share this and also hit the like button. That is very much appreciated. It does so much. It really helps a lot for the algorithm right now. And we just want to do our best to represent crypto in a good way, tell the truth, tell you where crypto has its flaws, and try to show you the best of what crypto can offer, and to not sugarcoat stuff. It's not like a place where you can just come in and not kind of feel a little bit of a burn, you know? It's like when it comes with money and investments and things that are tied with, quote, this value, and if you think it's value or not, it can be a bit of a roller coaster. So, but there's so much opportunity. I think, like, if you think about how the internet was, you know, people took the internet and they used it as a tool to strengthen whatever they were good at. You know, so if you were good at sales, you took the internet and you crushed it. If you're good at making stuff, you used the internet and you crushed it. You increased your business. You used it as a tool in a way to just expand what you already are good at. So that's what I'm going to do with crypto. And that's what I think we can all probably do with some of these things with crypto, is that if we can use crypto in a way to expand what we're already doing, let's freaking do it. And so this is what this channel's about, at least a portion of what it's about. And I hope we can continue. And so if you want to continue to be on this journey with us, be a part of the Dano Dojo crew, make sure you check out the links in the description. And it's the best way to connect with the community and just to stay active with everyone. And yeah, so may the light of the Lord Jesus Christ shine on you and your families. And I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good weekend. God bless.
Oh, someone just rang the doorbell. I am Satoshi Nakamoto. The bull run can commence.